TowersTimes.com. Pay for the day, come back free all year.
You've probably heard of the Wicker Man at Alton Towers by now, and you may be wondering how it's become such a well-known and beloved attraction in the 2-year time span the coaster has been open within. In today's video, we will be going all the way back to 2015 and discussing the history of the Wicker Man and how it got to where it is today. In April of 2015, Alton Towers considered a brand new attraction for the Forbidden Valley area of the park, as they were preparing for 4 different attractions to be removed at the end of the season. Ripsaw, a flat ride located in Forbidden Valley, was most likely the spot that the park were planning to build their new attraction on. Either that, or Nemesis Subterra. However, after the closure of the Flume, located in the Mutiny Bay area of the park and had been running for 34 years, the site was then highlighted as the site of the new attraction. After the events of July 2015 and the Smiler incident, Towers knew they would have to invest in something exciting to get their visitor numbers back up, a statistic that is still healing today. On March the 16th, 2016, Towers Loving Care announced that the Flume would permanently close and that a new development, SW8, would take its place. Due to the secret weapon codename, SW, guests were immediately excited as they knew that this ride would follow suit and be a record-breaking investment, just like the other secret weapons in the park. Alton Towers submitted planning permissions and documents to the Staffordshire Moorlands District Council, and these plans were approved on the 25th of August 2016. It was revealed that CGI, or Great Coasters International, a wooden roller coaster building company, were to manufacture the ride, making guests excited for what would be the first wooden roller coaster built in the UK for 28 years. A basic design for the ride's layout was drawn up by Skyline Design, and they are reviewed by the famous attraction developer John Wardley, who approved of everything but the first drop, which he deemed as atrocious. After this, the coaster design was hindered, and although he believed it was lacking major thrill, the development of the coaster had already begun. Construction on the new coaster began on the 28th of November 2016, beginning with the removal of the Flume. This turned out to be a lengthy process, and due to this, no new construction began until March 2017, where the main structure of the ride, consisting of the shop, the queue and the station, began to be built. Before this could happen, a lot of groundwork needs to be done, as the land from the previous Flume did not suit the new attraction. Confirmation that the new roller coaster would be a wooden one happened on the 4th of May 2017, where the first timber arrived at Alton Towers. After this, construction of the coaster supports, catwalks and tunnels moved swiftly forward. Another new feature of the ride was erected throughout summer and raised the curiosity of the guests. A large metal structure was built and then covered with tarpaulin and sheets, hiding what lied beneath from the visitors. Throughout summer, Towers released 2 videos on their YouTube channel, dropping hints towards the new ride. By October 2017, which was Scarefest season, pieces of track were starting to be installed. Much like the setup with the Smiler in Scarefest of 2012, a new maze called The Welcoming was announced, which would be a hint towards the story and theme of the new coaster. Another new video was released in late October, dropping even more hints towards the new attraction. With no setbacks or delays, the first test run of the coaster was completed in early December, and the coaster would be ready for opening day in the 2018 season. On the 8th of January 2018, the new coaster was announced as Wicker Man and would be the first roller coaster in the world to fuse wood and fire. After this was announced, word of the new roller coaster hit the papers, and there was a large coverage of the attraction to the extent of the ride's logo being projected onto the London Eye. Jesus Christ! By opening day, almost everyone in England had heard of the Wicker Man. The scheduled opening day for the coaster was the 17th of March 2018. However, due to extreme snow in the country, the ride was delayed for 3 days, and eventually Wicker Man opened to the public on March the 20th, 2018. It cost Alton Towers a whopping £16 million to build and was constantly labelled as a family coaster due to its 1.2 metre height restriction and its somewhat tame riding experience. Although it's labelled as this, Wicker Man can provide one hell of an experience later on in the day. Before guests board their ride vehicle, they experience an incredibly themed queue line before entering a tall and narrow building in which they watch a pre-show.
Chosen few, we are the beyond.
For hundreds of years, our family has lived in these woods, led by the spirit of the Wicker Man.
The pre-show explains how guests have entered the land of the Bjornen, and how they will be involved in the next ritual of the burning of the Wicker Man. Guests then enter the station building in which they board their beautifully detailed trains. The coaster begins by performing a declining helix inside before beginning the climb of the lift hill. The train then does a helix in a tunnel before dropping 22 metres at a speed of 43 miles per hour and completing the rest of the track. The large theming structure turned out to be a giant flaming effigy, or the Wicker Man itself, with one side being the face of a human looking upwards and the other being the head of a ram looking downwards. This shows how the ritual seems normal from the outside, represented by the human face, but hides a much darker and sinister secret, represented by the ram. Throughout the ride experience, guests are sent through the body of the effigy 3 times, with a blast of fire bursting from its shoulders every time. The ride looks very impressive off-ride and provides plenty of photo opportunities. The area is very atmospheric, with a shit ton of smoke and an incredible score from music company Imascore, who have provided many amazing scores for rides all around the world. Due to its universal target audience, Wicker Man was one of Alton Towers' largest successes, helping to attract 2.1 million people to the park in 2018. Due to Wicker Man, the future for Alton Towers seems bright, and they are clearly continuing to recover from the large hit they took 5 years ago. And that's it! The story of Wicker Man has drawn to a close, and from this we can see that Wicker Man was easily one of the more successful rides at Towers and is an overall enjoyable and thrilling roller coaster for everyone to enjoy. What do you think of Wicker Man? Make sure to comment down below. Thank you for watching, and if you did enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe down below. I will see you in the next one, but until then, goodbye.